Hey, everybody, it's Skip Elliott, and that is Hunter Lisle from the Arthur Murray Dance Studio. Hello, Hunter.
Hello there. It's great to be on the air with you again. Can you believe we're in night 3 of season 29?
And it was Disney night on Monday. We've had a couple of problems here and there, and both of us have wanted to do this, but we now have gotten to it. And it was an interesting night, and a lot of things that I've been talking about actually came true on Monday night.
You were right on this one. You were absolutely correct. You picked who was going to go off. And they broke a long-standing tradition this week. Because luckily we can say these things. They broke a long-standing tradition that on Disney night they usually don't eliminate someone, and this time they did.
Yeah, it was kind of weird, but I'm going to get it out of the way. Thankfully, Carol Baskin, gone with your tiger. Goodbye.
And she is gone, and there you are. So, although it makes it harder to pick the other ones, that was an easy choice, So it'll be interesting to see what happens next. But Disney was good. It's always a fun night. Your Disney season, the Disney night, has always been a good one, and it's always been fun with the costumes. A little weird without the audience present, I think, as always we talked about. But it was actually a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, it was good. I think it was a good show. Week 3, you saw some improvement in some of the dancers, especially 2 that I really, really like. We'll talk about that in a bit. Let's get to the dances, though. Sky and Alan did a jive that was pretty good. Got the proverbial 18, which is the number we usually talk about. That's the average number. But I thought she had nice footwork, a great recovery from last week when she almost fell. Derek was not happy with it, but Carrie really enjoyed the dance.
Yeah. Well, the intense focus, when you look at it, it kind of borders on almost panic sometimes. And when you look at it, and yet they went really well. There was no near falling, hair pulling, crazy fiascos. It was all good this time. An 18 out of 30, like you said, a common score. But the intensity is something. So I think if they can develop more versatility, in that as they go along, they could be contenders as we get to mid-season.
Now, I like the opening of Monica and Val's Viennese waltz. You know me, I love the Viennese waltz. Just a beautiful opening. Bruno thought it was fluid and flowing, but don't lose your posture. So, because the waltz is more of a stoic dance.
Yes. Yeah, the posture was a problem on that one, and you could really tell. Even Big Guy gets 21 out of 30, but with posture with that dance, it's a beautiful dance, but if you don't have the correct hold with your partner and you're focusing so hard, you'll either pull forward. We've seen that several times, and you especially have talked about this many times with this particular dance. And I thought that was kind of interesting. You've talked about that with the posture. You hit that right on last time.
Yeah, my 2 favorite dances in ballroom dancing are the Paso Doble and the Viennese waltz. I just love the both of them, and especially the Paso Doble because that's supposed to look like a bullfight.
It is, and sometimes it does, and sometimes wins, and sometimes the person wins. You don't always know what it's going to look like.
I don't know why I wrote this down, but it says here, my wife is calling. This is going to be this long. Hello.
Hello. Well, look what a great picture.
Hey, there's my grandson. Wait a minute.
Hi.
Put him back on. There he is.
You're on candid camera.
Happy anniversary to my daughter, 4 years.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Hi, buddy boy. What are you doing?
That's
I'm
exciting.
working.
Well, what do you think he's doing?
He's taking a bath. He's in the bathtub.
He's on Zoom tonight. They get to be famous here.
Yeah, join us on Zoom.
Zoom for the world premiere. No.
Let us go. We'll call you back.
Okay,
This will go viral, probably. This will be the one. This will be the one that gets the most exposure. It will be.
Well, happy anniversary to my daughter and her husband, Jonathan Stevenson.
Happy anniversary. That's a wonderful thing. That's a great anniversary.
4 years. All right. Oh, yeah. It was. Do they have to do the spinning whirl in that dance?
Well, it depends. Internationally, you've seen international waltz, Viennese waltz. There's different Viennese waltz are only 5 steps technically, but the spinning whirl you're calling, there's different things you're calling it one thing. It's kind of, they can do it. They don't have to with choreography. What they were trying to probably do is impress. Lynn was always very critical of that as well, as you go along. But no, not in choreography. You don't have to, not for the show at least. But sometimes you see things every year. It changes a little bit.
I'm waiting for a telemarketer to call with news about my auto warranty.
We're going to give you the auto warranty you've always wanted tonight during our update. This will be the update that probably gets the most response, or people are going to go, these two guys are crazy. They're going to just say, we're going to click off now.
Next
So
week we'll see idiot on my head.
thank you to all of our viewers that put up with this shenanigans every week. And we appreciate you watching and listening and continuing still with us.
Hello, are you still there? No. Justina and Sasha did a good Charleston. I thought it was a good fun dance. It was very well in sync too, as well.
Yeah, it didn't have enough swivel in the swivel steps, I thought, but that's hard to do to this song. And I thought it was a challenge. I thought it was really cool, though. It was a great Charleston. They had a good knack for making it look easy, I thought. Honestly, Justina, they did a great job with that part, just making it look easy, because Charleston can be kind of fast and it can be kind of intricate in the side-by-side, the separate kind of movements. So one of the notes I wrote in was they did a very simple version of what is meant to be an intricate step, but they did it. So the ending, the spinning on the stomach thing, I don't know if that was that was different. So, that was just, I don't know how else to put that. So that was different. I'm not sure I would have given it a 19 because of that, but that was just my personal opinion. So, but I still thought it was a lot of fun. And at Charleston, you got to like it a little bit.
Yeah. The improvement you can see in certain dancers. AJ came up a bit with Cheryl with their quick step. They got a 21. That was a good dance. I loved the opening. His frame was so much better this time around.
Oh, like night and day compared to before. You talk about an improvement. That was very easy to see. And, we talked about AJ McLean along the way, how he could be, this could be a really good combination. What I hope doesn't happen is he falls into the middle of the pack, as we've seen before, where they go really well in the very beginning and then they kind of level off and they become like kind of just in the middle till the end, and then either they go down or they go up.
Uh-oh. I think we're frozen. There, almost. I think we're frozen again, Hunter. Either that or you're really in slow motion.
Hello.
Hey.
Welcome back.
We'll try and fix that in post-production.
All right. We will take off from where we left off. And, it is a full moon tonight.
Yes.
So I believe, this might explain a whole lot. We've got a lot of, and I've sneezed once and I'm about to sneeze again. It's going to happen any minute, I guarantee you. So that's just that kind of a day. But
no, I don't have a mask down here. Okay, hold on. I got this. There we go. Okay, go ahead.
Right. I know you need a mask. This is when you bring out the coffee and you go, okay, time for a coffee break.
Okay,
I feel so much better.
So we both liked AJ's dance. Let's go on to the next one, because you were making a point about either getting better or plateauing, which I think Anne Heche did with Keo in their quick step. That was very disappointing. She is just she has no hips.
No, and she started off so strongly in this season, and she kind of fell a lot on this week. She really lost the handle on the choreography completely, and it just did not work. And I mean, she seemed really rattled. She seemed like it just didn't work, and I felt for her because, like you said in the beginning, we thought, okay, she might do well. I hope she doesn't fall into that middle category. So we've seen before, either she'll improve a lot next week, or it may continue in that trend. She seemed pretty rattled.
Yeah, she does. And there was a time there it was kind of like, I really don't want to be here. And sometimes they'll make that mistake by being on a show that they really shouldn't have been on.
Yeah, we've said before, a lot of the celebrities, they get picked and they have to go through a vetting process. And some of them do it because they want to restart their career. Some want to continue their career. Some want to even just have a career. And we've seen everything in between. And then they get on there and all of a sudden it's a lot harder than they think.
Yeah.
And that's hard for them. I feel for them because it's not an easy show. And it really is physical, it's mental, it's emotional. And, so I feel for them when that happens.
If you put your heart into it, it'll be okay. And don't look at it to launch or relaunch your career. Look at it to let people see what you're doing now, is what my thought is.
Yeah. And I think, to be honest, we've been in this since day one, season 29 season, I think you and I have been together. And we've talked a lot about how the celebrities that get on there, when they do really well, it's because, like you said, they put their heart into it, but they also get out there to try something brand new. They try something they've never done before. And you can tell they really enjoy it, or they're scared to death, but they still try it. Yeah. And as an audience, even watching TV now, TV world, you get to see their ins and outs, you get to see their ups and the downs, and you start to connect to them. And that's a really neat part of the show.
Who would have thought that Kirstie Alley, we talk about Kirstie a lot because she had a great improvement during that. Bill Engvall, same thing. Nobody thought he was going to get that close.
No, nobody ever saw that coming. And look at how much improvement they made just in their lives that season and in their performance and their personality. And they've all said it just changed their life, by doing it because they got to improve. They started with no experience and, and yet they've been on TV, a lot of things like that. But it's so different when you're on TV and you have to dance and you have to connect your partner to the judge, to the audience and get votes.
With nobody in the audience, which is a thing that they brought up. The judges brought that up. You have to play to an audience that isn't there.
And they're not there. It's just like, I think everybody's had experience now with Zoom this year. It's been the thing, or, Google Hangouts, things like this. And, you're talking to a camera and yet you're talking to there's nobody else around. And if you're in a studio set, even, and there's a camera guy, there's camera girl, all these people, it's a little different. When you're by yourself, it's a different world. And with no audience, it completely feels unusual.
I think this year, the judges aren't picking the correct songs for people. Does that make sense?
It does.
The Charleston what was it? The Charleston that Justina did was not fit for what she should have done.
No, I thought that should have been. It was a Mary Poppins supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I think I actually said that right.
I thought she did a great job on it, but I don't think that was a song.
That was not for that. No, I mean I think that when you pick the wrong song, you can do it if you're talented and you work hard, but it throws it off because it doesn't fit the dance and it just makes your job a lot harder. So I think the song can really make or break you if you feel the rhythm, if you feel the song, if it's congruent. And we've seen that through several seasons, actually.
We're with Jeannie Mai and Brandon doing another Viennese waltz that they got a 22 for. Nice open, good steps, thoughtful dance, I thought.
Yeah. It's funny because they have improved every week. And when you watch from day one, the notes I'd written down on this, it was graceful, fun. It was really neat, but they've improved. You can see the improvement in their partnership with their connection. And that is a hard dance. So to see that was pretty cool. And they got a 22, almost one of the highest scores. And I thought that for week number 3, that was great. Because if you can do that with a Viennese waltz, you can do that with something else,
Yeah.
So that was pretty exciting.
Got a guy coming up.
Of course, I'm with the world famous Skip Eliot over here to my left. So, so there you go.
Got a guy coming up now. We talked about how disappointed we've been in Nelly because he is, he should be a better dancer. He started bringing it on, but he's still not bending the waist. He did a foxtrot with Daniela. Now the waist is key to dancing.
You got to have a core, and you got to work your body, and you've got to pull up from your core and use your posture and connect. And his dancing skills were not horrible as a ballroom dancer, but he just seems so sheepish, like he's not there. He's holding back, or he's just very kind of I hate to say withdrawn, but he's like just not all out there for the show yet. And that's week 3. So you kind of want your A game now going into week 3, 4, and 5, so you can kind of differentiate yourself from the pack. So
I think he's getting it. Yeah, I think he's getting it. He's getting a little better with an 18. That's our par score. So
par score. So he's not in the low part. He's right in the middle. So if he can hang out and get past that, he might be okay. Technically, he's not bad, but the rest, we'll see what happens.
Well,
and then
Speaking of technically not bad, Carol Baskin, and I sat there and I was trying to think, after these 2 dances, what's the next dance that would be for week 4? And I could not think of one. She wouldn't be good in a Viennese waltz. She wouldn't be good in a foxtrot. She would not be good in a Charleston. Maybe a tiger modeling, but that's all I could think of.
That would give you pause for concern.
Where's my drum?
But sorry, I couldn't resist. Hey, if the audience is willing to watch us this long, they can hear 1 or 2 bad jokes. And thank you for continuing to watch. I'm like you. I couldn't think of what was going to be next. And as we said before, there's always someone that has challenges, or they're the not dark horse is not the right word. They're the one that everybody thinks is going to go off the show. Yeah. And I got to tell you, I always admire anybody that gets on the show because it's hard to do this. So, I never want to put anyone down that's done it. We've seen lots of celebrities that people said, oh no, they should not be on the show. And, and that's hard because, it's a difficult thing to get yourself out there. So, but she did it. She's out, and that was probably the right thing. Her score was only 12 of 30. So, there's just no way to come back from that. It was the fact it was a samba to the Lion King Circle of Life. Holy cow. It was just, there was nothing there. It was just, it was bad.
And what was the Carol Baskin sign that was up there either? I'm like, what?
I don't even know. It was just, there was nothing good I can really say about this.
One of the most improved dances that came up this week Before I saw the
Yeah.
last two were Caitlin
Yeah.
Briscoe and Artem doing that rumba. That thing knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
23. It
Yeah.
was the best dance of the night
Wow.
so far.
It was. And we said this, I said this last week. I really think she could go the distance on this. And I've been watching this each week. Despite injuries, she had some tendonitis. She actually had some shin splints going on and some significant injuries that are painful. She did great. And she did that last week and this week. So I was watching that and I was thinking about, okay, will her emotions show up, with that? And no, she did really well. She, so far, I think the strongest one of this season. I'm not going to make a prediction yet, although if I had to today, I might say she might make it to the end. But I hope she does. I mean, she did, or at least as far as week number 3 goes, she did very well. And given the injury, if she can keep it going and heal and still do this, that was pretty impressive.
We're talking with Hunter Lisle from the Arthur Murray Dance Studio about Dancing with the Stars, week 3. It's Disney week. Woohoo!
Exciting is Disney, and you guys are being so loyal to watch us. This is our week number 3, and we had a full moon and a few interruptions and crazy stuff, and you get to laugh at us, watch us. I'm with the world famous Skip Elliott. He is the voice of radio, so there you go. You just can't match that anywhere, and we're having fun with this. So it's kind of exciting that you guys are still watching us after week number 3. So that's fun.
We always talk about football players being good in advance. Vernon Davis came on with his quick step with Peter. That was an awesome dance. I really like the open and the nice middle section they had.
Yep, it was very good. The middle was fantastic. His footwork, I feel like I'm like being like Lynn Goodman. His footwork was a little bit sloppy, but he covered that well and he hit it very as well as he could. He did great. We've said football people do really well overall because of their skill set, and he proved that last night. 22, great score for week number 3.
Yep, definitely. Then we get to Neve and Jenna, which was maybe another dance of the night, their Argentine tango. It was a great story. That's one of the things about ballroom dancing. You try to tell a story as much as you can, and they did it.
They really did. For the night, with a 24 out of 30, they did a great job, not only with the technical side of things, but like you said, the story of the dance. And that song is very powerful. That dance is powerful. Basically the whole, Pirates of the Caribbean, all the dances that have come from that movie, from those movies, have been really strong.
Yeah.
You notice that's a few seasons we've seen that. And every time it's a very strong performance. So there's some luck with that particular movie that it really, I've not gone back to count how many times I've seen something like this, but it's happened quite a bit. And it was really good. With a 24, that was fun to watch.
Yeah, he's a good Jack Sparrow too. That was a great outfit.
He was much better than I expected. Honestly, it's hard to equal a good Jack Sparrow, and that was pretty well done.
Yeah, definitely. Johnny Weir, this is one of my outside favorites that you laugh at every time I say it. 24, man. They did a rumba with Britt and good lines, nice aggression,
yes,
not moves. Bruno liked the shapes and extensions. They were exquisite, and he showed emotion on it. I thought it was one of the dances, one of the great dances, and they led the pack.
They did. Your emotion was right on it, especially in the last third of the routine. The last part of it, you really saw it come out. In the beginning it was there, but if you watch the last third, it really jumped out a lot.
And that's the skater in Johnny. That's the skater in.
That is. That really is. And, you mentioned him since the beginning. And, again, he had a breakthrough performance last night. That was the performance that was very good. It might make you win this thing in voting. We tend to have a usual competition going on, who we think is going to do it. So, we'll see as we get a few more weeks into this, who we think is going to win. But I think that was a good call because he did really well last night.
Yeah, I think it's his charisma and his ice presence that helps him out a lot in dances, because all you're doing on ice is dancing with your tippy toes, so to speak,
Yes. Yeah, and they have strong ankles. The ice dancers, we've trained some of them, and when they, not only are they just skating, but they're trying to dance to it, and man, they have strong ankles. So they have the strength to get out there. If you don't add ice and slipperiness, they do pretty darn well. I mean, because there's danger. If you fall, it's a little less dangerous. So they tend to be good contenders.
Last 2 dances of the night, Jesse Metcalf did what, I forget who it was last week that just kind of mailed it in.
Yeah.
He and Shauna did a jive that just had nothing.
It was a little lazy, if you ask me. I mean, it was like just what I would call a lazy performance. They were, like you said, phoned it in. I mean, it was there and they tried, but it was not there. I don't know. I didn't see a whole lot of the expression on the faces were there, but they couldn't connect. And they just couldn't connect. Every time I kept thinking they're going to connect, but they really did not. And so when you saw it, and also they had some imperfect footwork, but it was still enjoyable to watch. But that's probably for the 20, because the footwork was just not, it wasn't there for that dance at least.
Yeah.
So And jive is hard. That's a hard dance to learn. So you got to give them a little bit, give them some props for that. But still, week 3, 20 out of 30, it wasn't the highest.
Gleb took Chriselle on a little dance called the waltz, and I think it was good. It was to me, that dance was the dance of the night. Even though I've said dance of the night 4 times with this one, I think this was. It was a beautiful dance. The end was near perfect. Great people magic between them, but she has to watch her shoulders.
You do. The shoulders were off. The execution is much stronger than it was. The clumsiness with the shoulders, the movement was there, but it was an exceedingly amazing dance for that one. And I think that was a good one to end with, again, because you keep on believing. Disney always has a great feeling. And, kind of in this time of the world, it's always nice to have a happy ending. So I thought that was really good with the 22. And I was hoping that they would continue. And so I'm glad that they did not get voted off, because that was a good effort. And hopefully they'll be in week 4 now, and they'll do even more amazing things. It's going to be some other things to see. But we know which one was eliminated, and it was something.
Yeah, and the top of the list is Neve and Jenna and Johnny and Britt with 24. Number 3 would be Caitlin and Artem with 23, and Chriselle and Gleb, Jean and Brandon, Vernon and Peta, and Monica and Val.
Yeah.
And AJ and Cheryl all got above 20.
They did. I think you and I are in a locked-in tie for Caitlin and Johnny, because I think Caitlin's going to go the distance, and I think maybe Johnny might be the one for you. And who knows who will win this? Like I said, we're only in week number 3, so by week 4 and week 5, we really see what's going to happen.
Do you know what's happening next week? Is there a team dance or?
There's a few surprises for next week, so I don't want to kind of give them up yet, but they're going to be announcing some more as the week goes on, actually. So, and we're already into Thursday. Like I said, there's some press out about it, but it's going to be fun to watch. I'll just leave it at that. It's going to be kind of fun to watch, and I don't know, without, it won't be a dark and stormy night like you got going there, but like your backdrop. I've got to change my backdrop to something, because you keep beating me every week on the backdrop, so it's a lot of fun. I need to change it to something just totally different, so that all of a sudden, it's like, it's more exciting than this, for at least what I'm doing here. So I don't know, something like that. We need a little imaginative scene here. The wind is blowing. One side you got the sun, one side you got the storm, and there you go, the two of us. So right
there you go. That's the whole thing. Now, Hunter, if someone really wants, if they really want to have some fun, they've been indoors all this time, and they don't know what else to do. Is there a way to make them feel happier?
There might be a solution to this. So if you've been watching us all this time and you've been putting up with this crazy night, call now. You're going to get 3 free lessons for putting up with our shenanigans tonight. And if you call 278-7711, you're going to get 3 free private lessons to learn to dance. And if you want to, go to the website, dancingiseasy.com. You can register there as well. But have some fun. It's been a crazy year for everybody. It still is. But why not do something fun? Why not get out, learn to dance, have some fun? If you've been putting it off, don't wait any longer. Call now and give it a try. And you put up with this. It's a lot easier than watching this whole broadcast tonight with our craziness. So dancing is quite easy. If you can walk in the door, you can learn to dance. And we've been saying that in Lexington for 20 years. So if you've been here 20 years, you can do it too. Call now, give it a try.
And the fun thing is that we do this with love and pride. But my dog needs to go out for some reason. Now there's the last thing that's going to happen. My dog needs to go out.
What? There you go. See, tonight, anything is going to happen. So there you go. That's just this kind of night. So I want to say thank you to you for all your help over the years, and to thank you to all the viewers and all the listeners that are putting up with us every week and listening to it. And please share this with your friends, repost it, reshare it, and tell them we're not always like this. But some weeks we're like this, some weeks we're like this. But that's okay. We mean it with love and heart, and have a good time.
We never hit the Carol Baskin of scoring, though.
No, I just won't even comment on that. But
we're just going for need as much as we can.
Yeah, we strive to do it as perfectly as we possibly can, given the nature of our imperfections.
And usually we get 18s.
Tonight would probably be an 18 for you and me, maybe even a 17. But hey, that's okay. It's only week 3. We have many more weeks to go. But if you too want to dance, you'll do better than this broadcast. So call now and give it a chance and have some fun.
All right, 278-7711. Hunter, let's try and get back on schedule and do this next Tuesday. And the listeners and the watchers don't have to wait for us and check and go, where's my Hunter Murray update?
Where is it? Oh my gosh. Yeah, thank you for being patient this week. A lot of crazy stuff is going on in the world with family and whatnot. So we appreciate everybody being patient. And next week we'll be back on for Tuesday.
All right. Have a good week and great dancing.
Great dancing.